I was a kid, it was this magical, mystical, romantic place, and it just created this myth of New York as this emerald city, if you will. And by now, I'd say the terminal is probably in better shape than it was even when it opened. It handles more passengers, it handles more visitors. Metro-North is now the busiest commuter railroad in the United States. Grand Central, by one measure, the number of tracks and platforms, is the largest railroad terminal in the world. And it's just a magnificent place, lovingly restored by government in its self-interest, enlightened self-interest, to make Grand Central a destination not just for commuters, but for shoppers and diners and sightseers.
If you look at New York City in terms of architecture, there is very, very few kind of virgin sites, right? Almost every site you can look at has been built on and rebuilt upon at least twice, 3, 4 times. And by this time, of course, in the early 20th century, the city had grown up around here, so no longer is it an industrial area, no longer is it breweries, warehouses, and tenements, but there begins to be more settlement up here. And then again, because you have this access here, this point of access, it absolutely catalyzes growth.
The city had lost a very important suit to preserve Grand Central. The Penn Central Railroad wanted to build a skyscraper over it, which would have meant demolishing part of the terminal. And it was only because people like Jackie Onassis came along and galvanized public opinion that the terminal was saved. And Grand Central became the poster building for historic landmark preservation. When you go anywhere in the world and say this place is like Grand Central Station, everyone knows what you're talking about. It's a simile for busyness and choreographed chaos and frenzy. It was a place that was romanticized as a cultural icon in everything from North by Northwest to Mad Men to Madagascar to books and all sorts of other things. The great famous romantic trains of the 20th century, including especially the 20th Century Limited, left from there, which popularized the whole notion of a red carpet. The red carpet treatment. A red carpet was rolled out for the passengers every evening as the train left. As you look over at this urban ballet, this controlled, choreographed chaos, it's a marvel of engineering, it's a marvel of transportation. It was one of the first mixed-use buildings in New York, which combined all sorts of functions. And Grand Central is really like a town square of New York City.